All right, as you can see, it's dark out there. The wife's got the lights on the house, so we're done for tonight. I don't have any more. I need 1, 2, 3 more of the gnarling hose clamps, right? I've got a bunch of these, but they don't have the protective piece on the inside, you know. And if it was black rubber hose from the hardware or from the auto parts store, I'd just put them on because it's, you know, it's cheap. This stuff it's silicone, right? And it's a little more pricey. But as you can see, we got our got all of our little mounts on. Those things are trick as all get out. We need to put a zip tie here. We need to rotate this, you know, before we put the, you know, when we clamp it down to force it, you know, where we want it to go. Same with this one here. We did remove a little bit of that return on the seat, and I'm freaked out about that because I'm fat. And if you don't have this big return here, man, they probably crack even if you don't remove any of the material, but I left as much as I could. It's just a bad spot that this water pipe is in, but we're going to want to rotate this one as well, you know, down when we clamp it on. Let's see if I can turn it a little. Everything's pretty tight. And then we'll bring it up at the seat strut and zip tie it. But we want this part held in place first, just to stay away from the seat there. And we did leave enough, you know, if we got to put less gear, it'll go forward. More gear, it's not a problem. It'll go back. So a pipe is just mocked up. As you can see, we can mess with that tomorrow. I'll probably get that done. Like I said, we got the mounts, the saddles. We got these clamp-on deals. And as you can see, what we got here is we got a piece of 3/16 aluminum just laying on there with a piece of 2x4. And that's about what we needed. That's going to be perfect for height for this. We may end up just putting a piece of metal right across from one to the other. I know it kind of what's the word I'm looking? Simulates that torsion bar in the back. So maybe we'll just do one from each side, right? And we'll use metal instead of aluminum, steel instead of aluminum, because it won't give as much. It'll be a little more sturdy back here. But there you go. There's our Davies Craig pump. We made took a piece of 2" by 2" full 1/8" aluminum. Let me see if I find you a piece over here. Yeah, here's the scrap bits in here. It's a piece of it here. It's a good solid 1/8", and cut a piece and, you know, mocked it all up and got her bolted on down there. We got one bolt on the front of the rubber mount, and then we went ahead and put zip ties around it anyway, just to be sure. So it can't go anywhere. It won't go nowhere. The pump can't come out of the rubber because of the wires here and that bit of a bushing that's on the end of there. So it's all good to go. We got all of our hoses down here on. All those clamps are good to go. I thought I had, those must have came out of the trailer. I bought those, I bought a bunch of those. Those might be leftovers from the John West had thicker hose, didn't he? I can't remember, but they're probably leftovers from the Secret Project go-kart, you know. There might be some more of them in the trailer, but I doubt it. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy half a dozen just to have them, and that'll cover us on what we need to do here. Like I said, we'll get the pipe mounted up. Get our really can't. Well, we can run it real quick without putting water in it. But tomorrow we'll get the pipe mount settled up. We'll go out to the trailer and get us a throttle cable. We got a bunch of them already made for this carburetor. Doesn't need to be anywhere near as long as it did on the laydown shifter. So we'll get our clutch cable outer. Just try and get as much of this stuff done as we can. Run fuel lines, even if we're just going to plug them in for now. We got our Y and our T over there. That's the way we run things. We don't do the magic can. Sorry, Joe. I'm going to show you with the setup we have in this carburetor from Tom Barth. Lord rest his soul. He was a huge help to me. I set up the lines and the pump with the fittings and everything and the return line, all that stuff, exactly the way Tom told me to do it, and I've never had a problem on the Enduro cart. This tank's in the middle of the cart instead of being on the far side, but we still pick it up. Just in the Enduro, we pick it up out the top just the same way this is. So I don't see why it would react any different. I think it's going to work just fine. Man, April's going to be here before you know it. So we're plugging away. We're plugging away at her. You know, once we get all this stuff done, then we'll move on to getting the driver fairing. I think I'm going to drill this and put a couple of riv nuts in it to hold that down. We got another bracket off of here. The bracket's off of there, like I said, with the little top of the dashboard type of thing, you know, to store the e-box and maybe the battery pack. I don't know, but yeah, it's coming around. It's coming around. Last thing we'll end up having to do is adjust our pods and remount them and get them the way we want them on there. But yeah, she's coming around, man. She's coming around. I'm fired up. By the end of the weekend, there's going to be a lot more of it done. So hang around. Hang around. Happy New Year, y'all. Godspeed. God bless. I'm praying for you. And you know, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Because Jesus is coming. Until he does, we're going to keep building go-karts. Talk to y'all.